All right, quick layout update for Sunday, June 13th, 2021. I still should keep saying layout update because, not really much layout in these updates, but we're getting there. So, a couple projects, doing some work on the deck for my pool. That has nothing to do with this, but the exciting news is got just about the last wall framed. And walls are important because this is basically going to be a shelf layout. So starting to really get a sense of what this is going to look like at this point. So last little bit to do is just this 7-foot gap here. I get that section in and I'll be drywalling this and on to the next thing. I kind of went this way because it was about how the drywall would get spaced out and land on the studs. And I thought it was just easier to work towards the angle wall and have that be the odd section. So kind of was my thinking there. Anyway, since I did a video last, got, most of this last interior wall framed. And this first island wall I got finished out with drywall around it and all mudded out and sanded. So from back here you can kind of tell how it's a little bulbous on the end. And kind of did that hexagonal end so the bench work just wraps around it nice. But now that you're starting to be able to see and follow this a little bit more, main deck be North Bessemer on one end. That will just fade into Conneaut on this end. I saw a guy do a Bessemer layout on YouTube. The execution of how well it was built was not great, but the thought and layout of how it worked was really impressive. So not sure who that was. It was a multi-deck, very compressed, but it was the Bessemer from Conneaut all the way to North Bessemer, and the layout design it blew my mind. I'd like to meet that guy someday if I ever ran into him. Anyway, enough of that. So main level, North Bessemer yard fades into Conneaut yard. The harbor will be down on this end. Coming around the corner will be the Conneaut branch. Around the corner into Cranesville Yard. Out around this end, we'll do Albion. Around the corner, we'll do Conneautville. And then around this corner, Hartstown Swamp, KO Junction. Coming down along this wall. And then as we come out around this wall, probably the last hard thing to vision is the Greenville shops will be out in this area. But the main line will just hook back through this way, through Greenville. And as we come back around this wall, this will be Shenango Yard with the Erie Crossing, helix up. South end of the railroad will be on the upper deck, go most of the way around on over the main yard. I think I'm going to do Queen Junction in here with a good interchange, and there'll be a branch for the Western Allegheny running up along the back wall. Not totally sure how I'm going to do that yet, but something. Back out around these walls, and then as we come back down this long wall, the upper deck will be Butler with AK Steel, Pullman Standard. And as it comes out around the back wall, I'm thinking Calvin Yard will be up on this level, back down around, down the helix, around, and then that whole back wall on the bottom level is going to be the Allegheny River Bridge. I think that's going to be kind of spectacular. I'm thinking I'll do the bridge about 10, 11 feet long, which is still compressed. That is one massive bridge. Anyway, I hope that it's starting to make a little bit more sense to anybody that cares. I should probably do a whole another YouTube channel on home improvement, since that's kind of my other passion. But anyway, yeah, next video, hopefully we'll be getting some drywall up on this last wall here, running some power for the layout. The layout's getting its own breaker. And once the last of the drywall's up, we'll grind the floor, epoxy it, paint the walls, and start building some railroads. So hopefully in another, gosh, couple months, outside projects just really kicking my butt these days. So anyway, till next time, stay tuned.